नित्यलीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमान भक्ति वेदांत श्रवण गोस्वामी महाराज एवं शिक्षा गुरु जनार्दन गुरु नित्यलीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमान भक्ति वेदांत श्री नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज का तत्पश्चात नित्यलीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद
Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, and then Padmanabh Maharaj, Param Pujapad Ramchandra Prabhu, and present all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas, mothers, all the gentlemen, and all the listeners of the Nectarian Harikatha, and all present. My respectful Dandavad pranams accordingly. Today's fourth day of the Srimad Bhagavata-saptaha recital, and today's we will celebrate Krishna's birthday celebration in this way in Gokul. And Gokulvasis, the Gokul residents of Gokul, they celebrated in a wonderful way. And they have all, I see you've come wearing yellow cloth. But something is left lacking. Oh, we forgot to recite about the 9th canto yesterday, so we'll present that today before going on to the 10th canto, and particularly Ambrish Maharaj's katha. Jiva Goswami Pad in the Sandarbha has said the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Jiva Goswami Pad writes about the life of Ambrish Maharaj. He is called Sudha Bhakta, which Sanatana Goswami Pad in Brihad Bhagavatamrita how he has described the loving exchanges between devotees, and he has explained the divisions of those devotees in 5 types of bhaktas. One is Gyani Bhakta, Prahlad Maharaj, Shuddha Bhakta, Ambrish Maharaj, Premi Bhakta, Hanuman, Prem Para Bhakta, Pandavas, Yudhishthir, Nakul, Sahadev, Draupadi, and thereafter Prem Para Bhakta, Prematur, Uddhav. It's Krishna himself sent Uddhav from Mathura to Vrindavan to give the Brajavasis and the Gopis some consolation, some news. Uddhav is known as Prematur Bhakta, Gyani Bhakta, Shuddha Bhakta, Prem Para Bhakta, Prematur Bhakta. These 5 divisions of devotees are shown. And particularly the Brajavasis are not mentioned in these categories. Yeah. But these Brajavasis are the crown jewels of all the devotees of the Lord. And just like the necklace around the neck, there's a garland, and at the end of the garland at the bottom, there's the most precious jewel, like a locket. In this way, the love and devotion of the Brajavasis is crown jewel of all devotees. The Sakhas have been mentioned in this, and higher than this, the Vatsalya devotee of the Lord Nanda and Yashoda, and then higher than that is the gopis. Even highest amongst the gopis is Chandravali, and then above that is Lalita and Vishaka, and then higher than that, the topmost devotees, Rani ki Jai. It's very, very nicely described in Brihad Bhagavata-saptaha. And these divisions of devotees are nicely presented and described. The Brajavasis' love and devotion, and we are entering into their realm, because the heart of the Brajavasis is Krishna. When we listen about Krishna Katha, and the glories of the Brajavasis go hand in hand. And speaking of this, Shukadeva Goswami, in 9th canto, he speaks of Ambrish Maharaj. Because Ambrish Maharaj, he is Shuddha Bhakta. One who has pure devotional service is called Shuddha Bhakta. Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he's given the definition of Shuddha Bhakti. He has spoken of Uttama Bhakti. Ambrish Maharaj is not a sadhak. He is Siddha, perfected being. He's presenting himself in front of us as a sadhak to teach us how a sadhak, he lives in this material world and worships, meditates, and performs his devotional practice towards the Lord. This is a very important pastime. Giving the identification of Ambrish Maharaj to Parikshit Maharaj, Shukadeva is saying, Nabhad is father. Being the son of Nawab, he is also known as Nawab. This night, his brothers divided the father's wealth amongst themselves. When he came back to his home, where is the father? Where is my father's property? Where is my share? This dying father is your wealth. This was described. He's the son of Nawab, and he's also known as Nawab himself. And Nawab's son, if I heard correctly, is Ambrish Maharaj. What we see today, he was the ruler, king of all the world. Being the king still, how he performed his sadhana and bhajan. Because in Shastra scriptures it said, people used to renounce and offer themselves into the devotional practice, and he's showing us how to do bhajan. And we look towards Ambrish Maharaj for this. In an ordinary way, people say that sannyasi is the topmost ashram, because as it is said in scriptures, from brahmachari very dear to the Lord. The brahmacharis manifested from the chest of the Lord, and the grihastha manifested from the lower part, and the vanaprastha manifested from the forehead, and the sannyasi from the top of the head of the Lord. The sannyasis is stressed in this way. In scriptures it is described. But overall, one who performs devotional service is the best. So this shlok describes. In this verse it is said, if a brahmachari is not perform bhajan, he is a sense enjoyer. Brahmachari or Vebhichari, sense enjoyer or a renunciate practitioner of bhakti. In the same way, Vanaprastha, they took sannyas, but they did not perform devotional practice, devotional service. Then, if you don't, in this verse it is saying, in these ashrams and varna and ashrams, these have been described in scriptures. But which is the best? Brahman is the best ashram. Not ashram, the class. If one born in Shudra is performing devotional practice, is considered higher than a Brahmana. In this way, still we give honor and respect to Varnashram. Dharma, we give respect to all. But in scriptural, according to scripture, one who performs devotional practice is the best. In this way, Ambrish Maharaj's pastimes is very important and very wonderful. How, staying in the Grihastha ashram, he passed his days. Shukadev Goswami he spoke of Ambrish Maharaj's pastimes. With his wife, he stayed in his Grihastha ashram. He was in Mathura, his headquarters was there. You can see that place. It's called Ambrish Tila. Ambrish Tila. And how he performed his devotional practice, and how he ruled his kingdom through his ministers. In that way, like a sannyasi, he used to live in his Grihastha ashram. How he performed his bhajan. I'll just speak a little bit more on this. Once, Narad Rishi was a little bit in his ego. I'm a renunciate. I am the best. Thinking like this, I perform my bhajan and Darpahari Madhusudan, Krishna. The Lord said to Narad Rishi once, come bring a lamp, and in that lamp fill it with ghee, and then light that lamp. Don't bring that ghee lamp for some distance towards me, 2 meters. Narad Rishi, what did he do? He was bringing by the Lord's mystical power and Maya. The Lord arranged that a wind breeze. They warned Narad, don't put out make sure the ghee lamp does not extinguish. And the Lord performed such a pastime that there was such a strong wind, and the lamp was going to blow out. And then he was holding it and protecting it like this, because there was a strong wind. And that not even a drop of ghee should fall on the floor. From 5 meters distance, he has to bring it towards the Lord. And yet the Lord asked Narad Rishi, tell me, and while you were bringing that ghee lamp towards me, how much did you remember me? I did not remember you once during that time. Why? Because I was thinking how not the ghee lamp should be extinguished. The Lord in this way is teaching us. We are ordinary human beings. How the grihasthas, they live in the family life and they're doing all their duties, responsibility, and also remembering the Lord. Anyway, so in Shastra it is said, who is best, who is highest, and who is lower. Acharyas have said those persons who perform devotional practice are the highest, whether a renunciate or a grihastha. It depends on your bhajan. Like the life story of Narad Rishi, like this evidence is there. One grihastha is an ashram. It's called Tapavan, the land of austerities. To perform your grihastha duties is not an ordinary thing. And also perform your bhajan. You engage your mind. It's very difficult. Is this not true? One person living in their family life with their mother, father, brother, sister and family, and looking after them all and remembering the Lord and how they're performing their devotional practice. Externally, people say, oh, the grihasthas, they don't know anything. I am sannyasi. I know everything. I am sannyasi. I need to sit on a high platform. People should respect me. This, if we think carefully, looking at Ambrish Maharaj, in comparison to a sannyasi, in this way, Mahaprabhu's, all of Mahaprabhu's associates, they were all grihasthas. Advaita Acharya. He had 2 wives. Srivas Thakur, who is Narad Rishi himself, in Mahaprabhu's grihastha, Srivas Thakur. Nityananda Prabhu, just seeing and showing us to live in this world and perform devotional service in the grihastha ashram, like there is fire all around and you're sitting in the middle. It's very difficult. This is the austerity. It's the place of austerity. In our scriptures, there is no criticism of grihastha ashram. There's 2 aspects to this, the grihastha and griha medi. Do you want to become grihastha or griha medi? There is a difference between the 2. Grihastha is that person who lives in the Grihastha ashram and worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or he offers everything unto the lotus feet of the Lord, or the Grihastha, Griha is the center, Krishna is the center of Grihastha life, and the other Griha Medi, what is that? Explained about Grihastha. Griha Medi is one who is always absorbed in one's own sense gratification. In the villages, they used to separate the grains and the husk. There's a big stone in the middle with two stones, and the cow tied to the stones, and the cow is going round and round in circle to separate the husk. Me, myself, and my family, mine, and yours. The person who thinks like this is called Griha Medi. Medi is referring to that stump in the middle of those two stones. And Grihastha, one who takes responsibility over their duties, is called Grihastha. And our scriptures is glorifying Grihastha. Vishwanath Chakravarti has written in his commentary, there is no need for any brahmachari sannyasi in Vrindavan. All who stays in Vrindavan, only the Grihasthas. This morning I was speaking of this, or yesterday, if in Vrindavan, all the trees in Vrindavan, who are there? They are Grihastha, Purush, male, and the Lata, the creepers, I explained today, they are their wives. The fruit are the sons, and the flowers are the daughters. But they all together engage in serving Govinda. Vishwanath Chakravarti is explaining. See the trees in Vrindavan, how they are serving Krishna. They are teaching us, in actuality, what is a Grihastha. Just having children is not, and running after them is not the goal of our life. The goal of our life is to engage in the devotional service of the Lord. And this is called Grihastha life. Giving an example, illustrating this, Srila Shukadeva Goswami Pad, Nabhab's son, Ambrish Maharaj, is even being a Grihastha, how his 11 senses engaged all his senses in the service of the Lord. So we should learn from this. It's wonderful pastimes of Ambrish Maharaj. Krishna. यथोत्तमं श्लोकाचरणश्रयारति. It's a very beautiful shloka. Srimad Bhagavatam 9:4, 18 to 20. Srila Shukadeva Goswami Pad. It teaches how to perform sadhana bhakti and engage all our senses in the service of the Lord. Vidam. Nitya Siddhasya Bhavasya Prakatya Ridi Sadhyate. How we can engage our senses in the service of the Lord. This is the teachings of Amrish Maharaj. In the form of a sadhak, is teaching us. Amrish Maharaj, he engaged his mind always at the lotus feet of the Lord, meditating on them. Always, and listening to Govinda's pastimes and singing of the glories of Govinda. Govinda's katha we should hear and chant. Being the king of such an empire without false ego, he was sweeping his own temple rooms. To broom, brush is considered the lowest of activities. But the Amrish Maharaj, with his own hands, he was cleaning the temple of the Lord. And what attached, his ears were always eager and keen to hear the pastimes of the Lord. And he engaged his eyes in the beautiful form of the Lord in taking darshan. And how he engaged his nose, that smelling the tulsi that was offered to the lotus feet of the Lord, and taking the beautiful fragrance of that. And how he engaged his tongue, taking the remnants of the bhog prasad offered to the Lord. And how did he engage his feet? He used to do tulsi parikrama, as we do. This is called pada sevan. Why has God given you feet? Not go to market, not to go here and there. Go where? Go to the holy places. Go to Brajmandal Parikram, go to Vrindavan. There was arrangements to be made for the Basis and the Videshis. And it's written in scriptures. If we don't engage our feet in performing parikram in the next life, we will not be given feet. This is true. In the next life, otherwise he'll give us a feet like a tree. And where will that tree be? In Siberia, Russia. minus 50. Oh, covered with snow. That'd be very pleasurable, will it not? Come on. Aren't you going to see a picture of Siberia? At least sit for 7 days in Katha, Harikatha. Come one day, the next day we don't see you. No, you must come every day. Come. In this Kartik month especially, this, like Maharaj, he spoke, Ramchandra Prabhu told us, and all the devotees also explain and particularly in Raman Bihari Gautam. Yesterday, Ramani Srimani explained he arranged all this facility for. It's very nice. Harivam. This is true. At least, if you go to the holy place, you will not get as much as coming here, Raman Bihari Gaudiya Math, and sit here and listen. Where Srimati Radhika's intimate associate Raman Manjari, you've seen the Narayan Maharaj's form, but who is actually? He is Srimati Radhika's Priya Sakhi, and his foot dust is here. And here, who performed the installation ceremony of these deities? That same Raman Manjari. He established these deities. We were there with him, Ramchandra Prabhu, and these beautiful deities in our worshipable object. And coming here as how, even if you go to Vrindavan, you will not get that same vision. Here, direct, how beautifully they're wearing Very Lal Ki Jai. How beautiful in this month of Kartik, and when they're chanting the Namami Shvam prayers and offering ghee lamp, so much joy is in that. Just like today, they said, if you give one offer, one lamp, what benefit you will get? Yeah. Clap. Just showing ghee lamp. And our Prabhuji, Vishnudat Prabhu, and arrange such delicious prasadam. This is the Lord's Mahaprasad. Why? You would not come. Call everyone. Everyone. We said one person should bring at least 10 people. Gurudev used to say. So, why the Lord has given these feet? So we perform parikrama to the holy places. Where does the Lord appear? Where the Shuddha Bhakta resides. The Premi Bhaktas, those who are absorbed in the transcendental divine love of the Lord, and we should sit next to them, in front of them, and listen to the sweet Harikatha. We went to Vrindavan and did what? And went in the morning and came back in the night. What did you do? Had some golgappe and lassi. Golgappe, some snacks, street food. But we did not spend any time with the devotees of the Lord. Where there's the Premi Bhaktas, that is where Vrindavan is. Listen carefully. Amlish Maharaj, he engaged his feet and performing parikram. And if not, worship Tulasi, do Tulasi parikram. Very important. Not only a Kartik month, but we saw Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Every day we saw she worship Tulsi Puja. I know. Gurudev, he said he's wake up at 3 a.m. and doing all his oblations and do Hari's Naam in front of Tulsi and puja he often. So some people are thinking we're doing some new thing. No, this is not a new thing. This Tulsi puja is very important. one of 5 limbs of Raganuga Bhakti is Bhav Maisai, Sambandhi Sadhan, Bhav Anukul Sadhan, and Bhav Pratikul Sadhan, like Avirudh Sadhan. And this is Bhav Anukul Sadhan Tulsi Puja. Some people say, oh, say Jai Radhe, Jai Krishna, and quickly do parikram and go. Who would take so much trouble? If you want to do it, they would do it home. No. This is the injunction. In Mathura Math we used to do, and he used to instruct us to do. But in his head, he used to offer by paying obeisances. All the desires of the heart, he engaged in the service of the Lord. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it has been explained. Brother Brajasi sang, that day my eyes should be burned to ashes, that day when I don't have darshan of the Lord. Today nobody is allowed to move. Sit. Yeah, it's an offense to get up. If there's some exceptional circumstances, then this is not auspicious to stand in front up during Harikatha. How Amrish Maharaj performed his bhajan, and Mahadvashi, he was honoring Mahadvadashi. Some people don't want to perform Ekadashi. It is written in scriptures, from 8 years old to 80 years old, one must perform Ekadashi, observe Ekadashi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving the world instruction, and he himself performed Ekadashi. And Nanda Maharaj also observed Ekadashi. Very important. And Ekadashi's glories. Yeah, where does he come from? Where is he appeared from, this baby? Jaldi. Haribol. Haribol. Yeah. It's just gonna get him ready, dressed up. The baby. He cannot wait. Krishna wants to come. Quickly. Without the Lord's inspiration, nothing can happen. Amrish Maharaj, Amrish Maharaj and Ekadashi, who was speaking of. On Ekadashi, we should not take any types of grain, particularly, especially 5 types of grains: wheat, barley, rice, til, the sesame, dal, barley. We should not take. In the Gaudiya Math, we don't take sabudana. What's the name? Sabudana. English? Ekadashi, to perform it properly. On the Dasmi Tithi, we should eat only once. And on Ekadashi, not eat anything at all, nirjala. Eat or drink. This in Kali Yuga, the jiva is such that there's some concession given. What concession? If you cannot perform nirjala, just a little fruit. Gurudev just said. But if you give a little concession, everybody is running after concession. Even the big, he does nirjala vrat very well. Just whose body is not healthy, and they can take a little fruit. It's called anukalpa. Not brihad, not great, a great feast, not a great feast, just anukalpa, a little. And they say they cannot drink water, so they say I can drink milk or lassi. They argue in this way. This milk is not water. They argue in this way. In Ekadashi, one should perform nirjala vrat. And on Ekadashi, upavas means samipe vasa iti upavas. Staying close to the Lord by hearing the pastimes of the Lord, by chanting His holy names, and also staying up all night. Then in the daytime you don't sleep anyway. You don't sleep at night. It's called Nishi Jagran. Our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he himself practiced and taught. And this is the teachings of Ambrish Maharaj. Because we cannot do. But in Ekadashi, under no circumstances should we take these 5 types of grain.
He's saying it's too low.
Okay. All types of sins are present in the grains on Ekadashi. It is said in Shastra. Even if Mahaprasad comes on Ekadashi, you should offer your obeisances to it. And next day, at the time of Paran, and at the time of breaking your fast, take some Jagannath Prasad. But Ambrish Maharaj, in this way, he was observing Mahadvadashi Vrat. And I'll explain one more thing. And if Ekadashi is attached to the Dasami Tithi, Dasami Bidda Ekadashi, this Ekadashi you should not follow. In Hari Bhakti Vilas it is said, once Sita Devi asked this question to Valmiki Rishi, why in my life I had to suffer so much? Valmiki Rishi said, one Ekadashi that was attached to Dasmi Tithi, you performed that Ekadashi, and as a result of that, in your life now, you are suffering so much. Therefore, we should not perform Ekadashi that is attached to the Dasami Tithi. When Ekadashi is attached to Dwadashi, the following day, even for 1 second, then you should follow that Ekadashi. Even for 1 second, if the Ekadashi is attached to the Dasami Tithi, then you should not follow that Ekadashi. This is a very important point. In this Panjika, in the astrological calculations, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he manifested these timings. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, such a great astrologer, and astronomy. Astronomy. Both. We should consider these. Some perform Ekadashi, but they do not give attention to the time of breaking fast. And then they cannot get the fruits of their Ekadashi. Like in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the pastime is Dhruva and Amrish Maharaj. The importance of this pastime is the breaking the fast time. Amrish Maharaj, he was performing Mahadvadashi Vrat. And the next day, Trayodashi, in the morning, he looked at the breakfast time. It was very small, and only 4 or 5 minutes were left. In Panjika, this astronomical calculations in the charts. This vrat, this vow, it needs to be broken at a particular time, and there was only a short time. At that time, there's Durvasha, who's a very angry sadhu, but very potent, very effulgent sadhu. Durvasha Rishi appeared. Quite right. Not an ordinary sadhu. He's also running rings around Krishna, Bhagavan. Once in Dwarkapuri, Durvasha appeared. He made so many different types of preparation. And then woke up in the middle of the night. And I want to have kheer. I want to have sweet rice. And so the queens made sweet rice. He said, you now take this sweet rice and smear it all over Krishna's body. And then he woke up at night and said, make one beautiful chariot for me. The Lord manifests a beautiful rath, a chariot. And then put elephants and horses. Durvasha says, no, you attach Satyabhama and the queens to the chariot and they will pull it. And pastimes in Barsana, once Vrishabhanu Maharaj, Durvasha Rishi came, and Mother Kirtika, I wanted to take some prasad from her hands. He said, no, not from your hands, from the hands of Srimati Radhika. This young girl, how can she cook? But it's only Durvasha Rishi was very stubborn. He says, I will only eat from the hands of this young girl. So, but Srimati Radhika is no less. Then I will take this challenge. I will cook and I will serve you. And your plate should not be empty. What is this? I am yogi, Mahatma. I can eat very quickly and fast. But even Srimati Radhika, she is not ordinary. Who's from the nails of her toenails, all the perfections are manifest. Now Srimati Radhika started to cook many puris, pakoras, and put it on the plate of Durvasha. They gave one, Durvasha ate, and simultaneously Srimati 10 puris she made and put on Durvasha's plate. In the end, Durvasha was defeated. Right, Radhaji is cooking. Srimati Radhika is cooking. And in the end, Durvasha Rishi was defeated. Whatever you make, and Durvasha blessed her, will be nectarian. and whoever eats your cooking will be ever useful and stay healthy. That's why Mother Yashoda used to call Srimati Radhika from Jawat to Nandagaon. And Srimati Radhika used to cook very tasty preparations. Durvasha is not an ordinary sadhu. He is performing pastimes from Satya Yuga through to Treta Yuga in Lord Ramchandra's pastimes, and in Dwarpa Yuga and Kali Yuga. He is also in Kali Yuga. He is not an ordinary sadhu. For this reason, Durvasha Rishi came to Ambrish Maharaj. Sadhu has come. Ambrish Maharaj. He honored Ambrish Maharaj. Ambrish Maharaj honored him, sorry. And he said, I'm going to take my bath. And I will come and take food from your house. And saying this, Durvasha left. And Ambrish is thinking, Sadhu has come. You'll have to receive him. In scriptures it said, well, who should you feed first? The sadhus. This is the injunction. Ambrish Maharaj thought, Ambrish Maharaj is thinking, he's gone to bathe. How will I feed him? And only 2 or 3 seconds left for Paran to end. Ambrish Maharaj asked the Brahmanas, what should I do in this circumstance? The Brahmanas could not answer. This is the teaching of breaking fast in this pastime of Ambrish and Durvasha. Give attention to this. Durvasha, knowingly, he went and sat deliberately in the Jamuna. And Ambrish Maharaj here is in dilemma. The Brahmanas could not instruct or give advice. Ambrish Maharaj, he took decision himself. If I have taken Nirjala Vrat, then he took the Chanamrit from the wood bathing water of the lotus feet and took that as to break his fast. Jal and ordinary water and the water from the foot bathing of the lotus feet of the Lord is not the same. That's why there's a pranam mantra written on the side. By drinking this chanamrita, you can escape from death, unexpected death. You will be freed from all types of sinful reactions by taking chanamrit, foot bathing water from the lotus lips of the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord. And it's not also considered as food. It's called jal, water is called life. We cannot live without water. And chanamrit, Brahma Dravata, this transcendental element, he took 2 drops of chanamrit. And in his meditation, Durvasha Rishi saw this. Durvasha Rishi manifest his anger and came by Ambrish Maharaj and started to abuse Ambrish Maharaj verbally. Ambrish Maharaj was thinking, I should not offend Durvasha Rishi. External. Sometimes the anger of a Vaishnava, he's performing this to teach us a lesson. Srila Rupa Goswami Pada said in Upadeshamrita, 5th verse, See, a Vaishnava showing anger, you should not criticize that Vaishnava. Vapuscha dos. The anger of a pure devotee, like Narad Rishi, he got angry. People say a sadhu should be quiet, peaceful. Did Narad Rishi not show anger to Manigriv and Nalkuver and Manigriv? He cursed Nalkuver and Manigriv. This is for their benefit. We should not speak against the Durvasha Rishi in this pastime. He is performing his pastime. He was using harsh words towards Ambrish, but Ambrish Maharaj was unaffected. He did not say one word in retaliation. So Durvasha saw that it's not affecting Durvasha. In that instance, Durvasha Rishi manifests from his mystic power. Kritva, one demon from his hair, like fire, and ran towards Ambrish Maharaj. But Ambrish Maharaj did not say anything to save himself or protect himself. He did not call the Lord when Draupadi was being disrobed by Dusasana. At that time, Draupadi asked the Lord for protection, help. This pastime of the Lord, it's his incarnation of cloth. The Lord has many incarnations. In this pastime, he appeared as the cloth of Draupadi, and he wrapped himself around the body of Draupadi. You'll see in the cinemas, in the film. The Lord took the form of Draupadi's cloth to protect her chastity. But Ambrish Maharaj, not once did he ask the Lord to save him. Why? Because he is completely surrendered to the Lord. Who can kill somebody if the Lord wants to save them? And who can save somebody if the Lord wants to kill them? Who can save somebody if the Lord wants to kill them? In the Mahabharata tells us this, teaches us this. Ambrish Maharaj did not say anything. He was totally peaceful and remembering the Lord, but not calling him. And at that same time, Sudarshan Chakra, that chakra came like fire and killed the Kritva demon and ran towards Durvasha. And Durvasha, being afraid, started to run. Came to Lord Brahma, save me. At that time Brahma said, Shuddha Bhakta Vaishnava Ambrish Maharaj, you have offended him, I cannot save you. Brahma came, Durvasha came to Shivji in Kailash. Please save me. Shivji said, I cannot save you. One who has offended the Vaishnava, who cannot give shelter to such a person? Govinda Vishram. Govinda where is Govinda residing? In the heart of the Vaishnava. Govinda says, the Vaishnavas are my life and soul. Shivji is Mahabhagat, he knows. He said to Durvasha, I cannot give you shelter. I tell you one thing. Whose Sudarshan Chakra is this? It belongs to Vishnu, Narayan. Go to Vaikuntha. And still following Durvasha. It could have cut Durvasha's head anytime. At the time of Shishupal. At his 100 offenses to Krishna. That very next second, Krishna's Sudarshan Chakra cut his head off. Here, the teaching is, Gurudev used to say, he could have killed Durvasha, he could have chopped his head off, but it's not. That offender, one who offends the Vaishnava particularly, there's no place to hide for that person, not even at Brahmaji's shelter. Even Shivji, five-headed Shiva, could not give shelter to Durvasha Rishi. Durvasha Rishi then went to Vaikuntha. And the lotus feet of Vishnu, please save me. So the Lord said to Durvasha, I cannot save you, the Lord said. And Sadhu is my heart. Amrish Maharaj is this pure devotee, Shuddha Bhakta. Who is a Sadhu? And there is a definition of the word Sadhu. One who performs devotional practice and who holds the Lord in their heart is called a Sadhu. Sadhu is my heart, and I eternally reside in the heart of the Sadhu. Oh, Durvasha Rishi, go to Amrish Maharaj, Uttam Mahabhagat. Here Vishwanath Chakravarti, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his commentaries writing different types of sadhus. You perform offense accordingly. If you commit offense at the Kanishta, or if you commit offense at Madhyam, and if you commit an offense to an Uttamadhikari, these are different offenses. The same offense, but it is different result. If you make that offense to Amrish Maharaj, I cannot, the Lord said, give you shelter. I tell you one thing, listen, my Sudarshan Chakra cannot forgive you. And here Mahaprabhu's Leela, Srivas Thakur, Uttam Mahabhaga, and Chapal Gopal, Mahagyani, Mahapandit, and started to criticize Srivas Thakur. But Srivas Thakur did not say anything. Chapal Gopal continuing to criticize Srivas Mahaprabhu in Navadvip. And to teach, he took the paraphernalia for worshipping Devi and put that on the door of at the door of Shiva Sangam, he performs tantric worship at night and drinks alcohol. And he started to say like this. When Mahaprabhu heard this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gave chastisement to Chapal Gopal to have leprosy, intense leprosy, and his whole body was covered with leprosy and smelling. In Chaitanya Bhagavat, this is described. Even his house members, they kicked him out because it was so intolerable. Go and stay on the banks of the Ganga. That time Nimai Pandit had not taken sannyas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Nimai used to go every day to take bath in the Ganga. And Chapal Gopal, seeing Mahaprabhu, please forgive me. You are delivering all the living entities. He said, not one lifetime. You will have to stay in hell for 7 lifetimes if you chastise or criticize Vaishnavas. Srivas Thakur or anyone who criticizes a pure devotee. Everyone come forward a little bit. And this. Thoda chota kar de. Chota. The distance between these two poles should make narrower so that more people can sit. So we say that we should not commit any Vaishnava aparad. One who criticizes Guru or Vaishnava, we should not see their face. In Mahaprabhu's pastimes, this is shown. Do perform your sadhana and bhajan. Taking the problems of others on your own head. You have not looking after your own problems, thinking of your own problems and solving them. You're worrying about other people's problems. Look at your own faults. Shastra does not allow the tolerance of sadhu. Within the 10 offenses. What is the first offense? It's of the whole chanting of the holy names, Satang Ninda. And the second offense is to consider the names of Lord Shiva equal to Shiva, to Krishna, Vishnu. And Ramchandra Prabhu told us in the Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Swayam. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna is to Bhagwan Swayam. Shiva is the servant of Krishna. He is Vaishnava. We should offer obeisances to him. He is not God. Shiva himself is worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should have this consideration. This Supreme Lord said, Vishnu said, O Durvasha Rishi, go to that person to whom you have offended. If there's a thorn in your foot, where will you take it out? You'll take it not out from your shoulder. You'll take it out from your foot. Go where you've made an offense. The Rashish went. Doing this, 1 year passed. Amazing. That day, Durvasha left that place. How Ambrish Maharaj was so humble. In this verse, one who has false ego of their greatness, then bhakti will not manifest to them. Ambrish Maharaj is so humble and thinking, one sadhu came to my house and I couldn't honor him appropriately. I could not feed him. There's no offense on his part, but still he is thinking like this. From that time, Durvasha left. At that, and his return, Ambrish Maharaj was waiting. From going Brahmalok to Shivalok, from Shilok to Vaikunta. It's very fast in 1 year. And it's 1 year passed. And that time, Ambrish Maharaj was standing, waiting, and lamenting, I cannot serve the sadhu. And Durvasha Rishi was returning. Go and ask for forgiveness from Ambrish Maharaj. When Durvasha Rishi came, and he saw from a distance, and saw him coming. Ambrish Maharaj, seeing Durvasha coming very humbly, he offered his obeisances. And seeing this, Durvasha Rishi said, I learned one very important lesson. The servant of the Lord, the pure devotee, how humble they are. Aham hi drishtva. Who is the servant of the Lord, how humble they are. I am an offender, and but Ambrish Maharaj thinking himself to be an offender. Gurudev used to say that Sudarshan Chakra was right centimeters away from Durvasha Rishi's head. At any moment, that chakra could have cut Durvasha's head. Not Kudarshan, Sudarshan. Very auspicious darshan. You could cut Durvasha's head. It's teaching us a lesson. We have to go and ask for forgiveness at the lotus feet of that person we have offended. See, when Durvasha Rishi came, that Sudarshan Chakra left, and Ambrish Maharaj fed Durvasha Rishi. And in this way, we are hearing the pastimes of Ambrish and Durvasha. Must be careful during Ekadashi. Shuddha Ekadashi, one must follow. Dasama Viddha Ekadashi we should drop. And that next day, that Dwadashi, in any how to perform the Paran, you have to look at the Panjika, the specified time to break fast. Even if you've done Nirjala and you haven't done the Paran at the right time, then you will not get the fruit of that Ekadashi. So, in the 9th canto, Ambrish Maharaj's pastimes, in the 10th, so many pastimes in the 9th canto, and Chandravansa and Suryavansa, the Sun dynasty and the Moon dynasty. In the Sun dynasty, Ramchandra appeared, and Chandravan, Krishna Chandra appeared in the Moon dynasty. In the Soma, I will describe the incarnations in the Moon Dynasty and in the Sun Dynasty. In the Sun Dynasty, Lord Ramchandra appeared. Why is Srimad Bhagavatam speaking about Lord Ramchandra's pastimes? If we don't hear of Lord Ramchandra's pastime, we cannot enter into the pastimes of Krishna to attain pure devotional service. That mood, even if we want to have, then we have to study the Ramayana. Looking at Lord Ramchandra's life, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is clearly saying, honor Lord Ramchandra and make one platform is Maryada Purushottam, who follows all the rules and regulations of society. How he honors all mother, father, brothers, and the citizens. Even Gurudev used to say, I was chanting Lord Ram's name. They made a temple where where Gurudev appeared. This beautiful temple. How he appeared. Everyone was chanting Lord Ram now. It's called Moni Avasya. On that day, in Tiwaripur, everyone was chanting the name of Lord Ram. Gurudev appeared. In this difference between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance and Gurudev's. Gurudev appeared on Amavasya, which is known as Moni Amavasya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when did he appear? On Purnima. Everybody was chanting Mahamantra when Mahaprabhu appeared. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Look at the life story of Gurudev and compare. If we look at Mahaprabhu's appearance, Mahaprabhu appeared when Nam Sankirtan, and Gurudev also, Nam Sankirtan was going on. Read this book, the life story of Gurudev. A small book of Gurudev's life story. Everyone was chanting Ram now. He manifests this book. A very beautiful book. He saw this book in his own life. Gurudev, he manifests this book with his own hands, his own life story, is in Vyas Puja. In January 11th to 12th in Brazil, last Vyas Puja. At that time, this book manifests. He was seeing himself. Mostly a person's lifetime, a book is manifest after that person leaves their body. But Gurudev being present, he manifests a small book. He smiled and laughed. He manifests his book. Glorifying Srila Gurudev, how he appeared when everybody was chanting Lord Ram. And in this auspicious day, it's called Moni Avasya. Mahadev himself remembering the Lord in the appearance of Gurudev, most auspicious day. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who appeared during the chanting of the holy names. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared during the Purnima at the lunar eclipse, and Gurudev on Moni Amavasya. That's the only difference between the two appearance days. During Nam Sankirtan, Gurudev appeared. Glories of Gurudev. Krishna appeared in the Moon dynasty, and Ramchandra appeared in the Sun dynasty. Soma meaning moon, and Chandra is moon, Suryavans. For this reason, this of sun, Lord Ram appeared, and Srila Shukadeva Goswami explained Lord Ramchandra's appearance. We may argue, why should we celebrate Lord Ramchandra's appearance day? We are Krishna devotees. One must. You'll cut the cake of your the birth of your child, but you won't do that for Lord Ramchandra? You must. Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad, on the instructions of Lord Ramchandra, we will be able to enter into pure devotional service. But which Ramayana should we recite? Mula Ramayana, the original Ramayana. Valmiki Ramayana is the original Ramayana. Many Adivasis, many local people chant Tulsidas Ramayana. It is very good, but the original Ramayana is Valmiki Ramayana. Innumerable pastimes that are in Valmiki Ramayana are not in the other Ramayans, because the original Ramayana, all the other Ramayans are taken from the original Ramayana of Valmiki Ramayana. According to time, place and circumstance, these Ramayans that have manifested from Valmiki, Kirtivad Ramayana, that has written something that is not in the original Ramayana. They have given so much emphasis on worshipping Devi, not focusing on Lord Ramchandra. So nowadays, so many different types of pujas have come about. This is going on from that time. It's not in the Valmiki Ramayana. But in the original Ramayana is the Valmiki Ramayana. I remember at the time of Gurudev, at the time of the appearance of Lord Ramchandra, 1 or 2 months, he used to recite the Valmiki Ramayana, Mool Ramayana, the original Ramayana, the first Ramayana. That Shukadeva Goswami Pad has recited in the Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. Very nice. Katha. All the shlokas of Srimad Bhagavatam, in a very simple way, is manifest in Tulsidas Ramayana. It's still very beautiful. A simple presentation of Ramayana. So we must put Lord Ramchandra in front of us and follow his guidance and follow the rules and regulations set by Lord Ramchandra. He says, my life will go, but I will not give up my promise, my vow. He's known as Maryada Purushottam, Lok Ranjan, Praja Ranjan. He's known by many titles. He's the fulfiller of the desires of all the citizens. He's the protector of the citizens. How a king should be. This exemplary figure of Lord Ramchandra. We should follow in the footsteps of Lord Ramchandra from his birth and his disappearance. Very nice. And Krishna Lilas is known as Leela Purushottam. And Mahaprabhu's is known as Prema Purushottam. These three Purushottamas, Maryada Purushottam, Jai, Purushottam Krishna Chandra ki Jai, Prem Pacha Sachinanda Hari ki Jai. For this reason, we must not make any offense to the lotus feet of Lord Ramchandra. We must study the Ramayana and slowly progress through following the rules and regulations and enter into Krishna's Leela. This is the direction of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. How he had great relationship with his father. Every teachings of the Ramayana is so wonderful and important. The characters of Hanuman, Vibhishan, even Ravan. And there's some teaching in that personality, that character. Listen carefully. He is an enemy. Ram, you cannot defeat me. You're not greater than me in any way. I am great. I was born in a Brahman cult. Ravan was born in Brahman, and Ram was born in Kshatriya. Which according to the dynasty, Ravan was higher, being born in a Brahman dynasty. Ram was the king of Ayodhya, but Ravan was king of Lanka. You are wandering in the forest. I am, and my kingdom is made of gold. And my son is Megnath, and my wife Mandodari. How beautiful. And he was glorifying himself. But there is only one fault, my misfortune, that I kidnapped somebody else's wife, and the result of which I lost everything. There's one pastime in the Ramayana. He gives charity to everyone, Lord Ram. But it's written in the Ramayana. He did not give two things in charity. Have you heard? Lord Ram was very generous and gave everything to anyone, but did not give two things. Well done. Lord Ram said, किसी को पीठ नहीं दिखाया, not show his back to anyone. This is one thing he did not give his back to anyone. He was a Kshatriya. He would fight face to face. But Krishna showed his back to his enemy. Ranchor. He's known as Ranchor, one who leaves the battlefield like a coward. But Lord Ramchandra did not show his back to his enemy. And the second, he never showed his lusty eyes to another woman, to any woman. These two things he did not do. But what Krishna do? He showed his back, Krishna showed his back to his enemy and ran away from the battlefield. And second, Krishna, he performed such sweet pastimes. And this is the difference between Ram and Krishna. There is no difference between Ram and Krishna. According to the philosophical conclusions of scriptures, there's no difference in Narayan, Ram, Krishna. The Lord, God, is one. Everyone's master is one. Sabke Malik Ek. For the purpose of pastimes, he appears as Ram, sometimes as Krishna. We should try and understand this. The Brajvasis, they say, what do they say? There's no. One's eyes are restless and the other's eyes are very grave. Chanchal. Chanchal means restless. Lord Ramchandra's eyes are grave and always following rules and regulations. And he holds a bow and arrow. He does not hesitate to use his bow and arrow. He won't show his back. And will invoke when he broke the bow of Janakpur. He called in this kirtan. He challenged those of Janakpuri. He broke the bow and he joined the relationship with Sita in this Hindi song at the time of Lord Ramchandra's marriage. He quickly performed the decoration. Quickly announced that Lord Ramchandra, he broke the bow, but not only that, he made a relationship with all the residents of Janakpuri. Very nice pastimes of Sita's marriage. And very beautiful pastimes of Lord Ramchandra. If you read the Ramayana, you'll be so happy. For this reason, Bhagwan Ramchandra's pastime. So Krishna is, the Brajvasis say, one's eyes are restless and the other's eyes are grave. And to keep one's focus on one's worshipable object, like Hanuman, he will not consider, he knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God, but he will only accept Lord Ramchandra as his worshipable object. If we look at each and every character of the Ramayana, we can learn so much. What can we learn from Hanuman? Srinathji, Krishna and Janakinath, Lord Ramchandra. There's no difference. He knows that there is no difference. But still, my one-pointedness is only towards Lord Ramchandra. Those devotees of Krishna, focused on Krishna, and We honor both pastimes. And look at Lord Ramchandra, how he showed respect and honor towards his father. Lakshman said, my father, he was Strena, meaning he was controlled by a woman. And he gave in to these two vows, 14 years exile into the forest, and the second vow that Bharat should be king. And how Lakshman became angry hearing this and used against his father, that Lord Ramchandra became angry on him. Don't speak one word against my father, Lakshman, or I will renounce you as my brother. He never could tolerate any criticism of his father. In this shloka, he's glorifying the position of the father. Never criticize your father. Father is heaven. Father is my religion, my dharma. If the father is pleased, then Lord, यहाँ से माला दे दो, माला दे दो यहाँ से। जय श्री गुरुदेव की जय। This Ramayana we're just explaining very briefly how he honored his father and how he honored the mothers, and never he could be faulted in any way. Lord Ramchandra said to Bharat, I want to give you one instruction, and fell at his feet. Bharat fell at Lord Ramchandra's feet. He said, I will follow everything you say, but I will not be able to. One thing I cannot do for you. Those who are against Lord Ram, I cannot accept them. So for this reason, he never called his mother Kaikai. He never called her Ma. He never called her by Ma, the words Ma, my mother. He called her Maharani Kaikai. Anyone who's against the Lord Ramchandra, should be given up. And how wonderful the life of Bharat. At the 14 years that Lord Ram stayed in the forest, Bharat stayed in Nandigaon, just outside of Ayodhya, and he kept his wooden shoes, his paduka, on the throne. And to the extent that he said, even if you are late by one day in returning, I will give up my life. How wonderful. One wants to give his kingdom and the other person doesn't want to take. Who is the rightful king of Ayodhya? Ramchandra. Bharat is the rightful heir of Ayodhya because his father had promised his mother. But Bharat did not want to take them. He insisted that Lord Ram will sit on the throne. This exemplary behavior of Bharat tears will come in your eyes. Reading the Ramayana, Bharat ji, when he heard what had happened and was giving the final rites to his father, Vasishta, sit on the throne. What did Bharat say? This Ayodhya, it belongs to Lord Ramchandra. All the paraphernalia that was due for the inauguration, coronation of Lord Ramchandra was taken to Lord Ramchandra in Chitrakoot. This very beautiful pastime. And in the Brahma Muhurt, at the banks of the Triveni river, when Bharat went to bathe in the river, one time he dipped, second time he dipped in the water, and third time as he was dipping, Ganga Devi appeared and asked him to ask for a benediction. This is the pastime in the Ramayana. How wonderful. Ram is Kshatriya. We are not taking, we are giving. Please ask for benediction. The Bharat asked that I would always be attached to the lotus feet of my brother Lord Ramchandra. What is that saying? Earth, I don't want anyone, I don't want any wealth, I don't want any religion, I only want the lotus feet of Lord Ramchandra. It's a very beautiful verse.
Janam janam arth na dharma na kaam ruchi pad na chahu nirvan janam janam rati ram pad yeh varadan Swan.
I only want birth after birth the shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Ramchandra. It's a wonderful thing how Bharat wanted to take shelter of Lord Ramchandra's lotus feet. Lakshman, he used to get angry sometimes, but we see each character of the Ramayana, and also Sita Devi chased the chastity of Sita. Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Satrughna, each personality, if we describe how wonderful their character was. For this reason we sing. We have to recite the Ramayana and then enter into Krishna Lila. Shukadeva Goswami Pad, in front of Parikshit Maharaj, in a very brief way, he recited the Ramayana in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and thereafter he's explained about Krishna Lila. Who doesn't want to listen Krishna Lila? The pastimes of Krishna are sweet, so sweet. Those who are impersonalists, nirvishesh, who do not believe in the form of the Lord, and they want to enter the effulgence of the Lord. They want to enter into the effulgence of the Lord. Such persons, if they hear the pastimes of the Lord, they will give up that desire to enter into Brahma. and they will want to hear the sweet pastime. This beautiful shloka. Some say this shloka is from Bhagavata-saptaha Thakur. Advaita Viti. I was following in the path of Advaitavadis. I'm practicing Aham Brahmasmi, this mantra. But when I heard the beautiful sweet pastimes of Krishna's pastime and entered Braj and leaving everything, Bhagavata Thakur here, the glories of Vrindavan, who is such a person whose heart would not melt? Where I was trying to merge into the impersonal feature of the Lord, and then neglecting and not hearing the beautiful pastimes of the Lord, and wanting to enter into Brahma. In this kirtan they sang it, Maduram, Asitam Maduram, Hasitam Maduram, Tam Maduram, Vadanam Maduram, Gamitam Maduram, Brahmitam Maduram. This beautiful shloka of Madhurashtakam, how his beautiful form, his pastimes, one, just this, we experience this, you will give up this idea of merging into Brahma. Upagiyamanam Viramat. One who is suffering the threefold miseries of material nature, if they hear the pastimes of Krishna, they will give up everything. There's so much pleasure in listening to Krishna Katha. In Lord Ramchandra's pastime, this pleasure is also there. But if you compare the two, Krishna's pastimes are unparalleled, incomparable. Because Lord Ramchandra is following Maryada, the rules and regulations of society. In this verse it's saying, Lord Ram would give up his life, but he would never break any of the rules and regulations of society. Never give up any of his promises he makes. So Bhagavata Thakur is saying himself, this divine transcendental love of Krishna has stolen my heart. He's stolen everything from me, and I've given up everything as a result. Siddham Rajeta Prasidam Navanita Choram If you catch a thief here and you kept your purse and very sneaky, one person comes, takes your purse, and that person behind saw and catches that thief, will you offer obeisances to him? You will not offer obeisances, you will beat him. Here, Bilwamanga Thakur is reciting. Who is prominent in Braj? Who is considered the best in Braj? Makhan Chor. He stole. What did he do? He is the Prasiddham Navanita Choram. Papa Choram Choram Purusham Namami. He is offering obeisances to this thief. Is Krishna. We all know him as Makhanchor. The great the interpretation of this word Makhan. Kan means calm, lust. That which has no lust, that is prem, transcendental divine love. In performing these pastimes, that love that is in the heart of the gopis, Krishna is stealing. Externally, he is stealing this butter and going to the house of the Brajabas. There's no lack of makhan, the churned, clarified butter in the house of Mother Yashoda. Ma means not. Khan means lust. What is that? That transcendental love. In the Shastra it is said, spoken. This is true, pure, transcendental love. He's stealing that love, transcendental love, in the hearts of the who is what is Dukul? The top class of the gopis is known as Dukul. And in the pastime of Krishna stealing the cloth of the gopis, and there's so much rahasya, secret in this pastime. This is not a mundane activity. One whose mind is dirty and lusty and stupid nonsense, then they will think like this. But in this pastime, Krishna is teaching a very wonderful thing. One should not bathe naked. At the time of Draupadi, Vastraharan, Dushashan, disrobing Draupadi, and for this reason the whole Mahabharata took place. If you we're not speaking against the current culture where people are not wearing clothes appropriately. In this pastime is the cause of the Mahabharata war. So many hundreds and thousands of persons were killed. But if we tell somebody to dress decently nowadays, then they will start to argue and fight. And this quarrel will arise. In the Srimad Bhagavatam is teaching us this. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, also the Mahabharata is there. And the Pandavas' pastimes are also in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, our life should be pure and dedicated. Dukul is Dukul means the dynasty of the mother and dynasty of the father. The Lord chanted, played his flute, and the gopis, what did they do? They left everything. This is the essence of our life. Listening to the sound of Krishna's flute playing. What did the gopis do? This is the speciality of the Raslila. Srila Shukadeva Goswami is describing. In our hearts, this lusty desire should not manifest. How is our heart contaminated? When we see such pictures, depictions of inappropriate dress. This pastime of this Brahmin who went into the forest and saw the copulation of man and woman, to a couple engaged in sexual activities. People show these inappropriate images that contaminate our heart. We should follow in the footsteps of Shastra and the understanding of scriptures. If we can offer ourselves unto the lotus feet of Krishna, then our life will be successful. We can surrender unto the lotus feet. Nishingadev himself was saying to Prahlad, your father's life is already liberated. If one devotee appears in that dynasty, 7 generations. If they're Madhyam Adhikari, then 14 generations. And Uttam Adhikari appears in that dynasty, 21 generations are liberated. The gopis, they surrendered everything to the lotus feet of Krishna. There's no tinge of any lust in their heart, and they're not sadhan siddha. Those who do not know about the gopis, they speak here inappropriately, and they show the gopis in an inappropriate manner. They're actually the manifestation of Srimati Radhika's internal potency. The essence of Prem is Mahabhava's essence is Prem, and this is the manifestation of Srimati Radhika in the Gautama Tantra. The gopis are not ordinary. This very nice description of Srimati Radhika. It's not a mundane description. There's sadhan siddha gopis, and even they are not ordinary. Hundreds and thousands of years they performed austerity and chanted the Gopal mantra. When Lord Ramchandra passed through the forest of Dandakaranya, at that time, all those rishis were chanting the Gopal mantra. We have this Gopa mantra, Krishna mantra. They chanted for 10,000 years. they attained this perfection. And seeing Lord Ramchandra, this desire to attain him, have him, the Lord said, I know the desire of your heart, but in this incarnation of Lord Ramchandra, I cannot accept you in that way. But because at that time of marriage to Sita, I gave this very precious gift to Sita Devi. Oh Sita, I want to give you this very precious gift. Sita thought maybe that she's giving me one valuable necklace. This is the conception of the ladies. But Lord Ramchandra said, not this. In my dynasty, there's the sanction to marry many. Lord Ramchandra is saying, my father, Dasharatha Maharaj, he had married 360 and three prominent, Kaushalya, Kaikai and Sumitra. But Lord Ramchandra said to Sita, I am giving you this promise. In my pastime, in this, I will only marry one. Haribo. I will not accept anyone else apart from you. I will not even look at another woman. Then he gave, like I explained earlier, he did not show his back to anyone, and he never saw another woman with lusty eyes. Lord Ramchandra, who in front of those rishis in Dandakari forest, realized their heart in my incarnation in Krishna, as Krishna. When I come as Krishna, when did Krishna appear? In the 28th cycle yuga, at the end of Dwarpa Yuga, and by the arrangement of Yogamaya, those rishis appeared in the womb of the Braj Gopis. How wonderful. And those rishis, there was no lust or anger in their hearts. Those who do not have this understanding, conclusion, Lord Ramchandra's pastimes and Krishna's pastimes, one who chants the name of Krishna just once, all of its sinful reactions are stolen. One who performs Ashwamedh Yaga, whole sacrifice 10 times. They have to come back into this material world again. But just once folding your hands and bowing your head, pay your obeisances to Krishna, they will not have to take birth again. Jai. Haribo. This shloka is very important. Write it down. Just a note. No. So in this verse, you know the shloka. In the Srimad Bhagavata, have you seen such a thief? I will catch this thief and punish. Said, what chastisement will you give me? Krishna said to Bilva Mangal Thakur, in that I will put you in a prison that you will never come out. My heart, the prison of my heart, the dungeon of my heart, I will prison you in there and never let you out for endless time immemorial. Even over the time of destruction, I will not let you go out. Lal ki jai. Very nice pastime. Christians. Krishna's pastime is so sweet. Who does not want to hear? Krishna Katha, they get a headache. They start to itch. They do not. They have more pleasure in scratching themselves than to eat laddu and kachoris. But when we're chanting on the roof of the Mathura Mutt, where somebody selling, he's calling out this verse, and one does not get so much pleasure in eating laddu and kachoris as one gets pleasure in scratching oneself. How sweet Krishna Katha is. Who does not want to listen to Krishna Katha? Nivrittata se upagyan kotsu sutta nati viramat mashloka vinanavadat vina pasugnat. Vina pasugnat, meaning one person does not want to listen to Krishna Katha, that he will not listen to Krishna Katha. Who? Pasugnanat. This is a shloka of the Bhagavatam. I am not saying this. One who hunts the animals does not want to listen to Krishna Katha. That pleasure which is in listening to Krishna Katha. Once Vikramaditya went into the market, he saw dolls. They looked all the same. This one is 5 rupees, and the 500 rupees, and the third 5,000 rupees. But they look all the same, dressed the same. One's 5 rupees, the other is 500. Why? Look carefully. Look at their ears. There he has ears, she has ears, the doll, but no hole. But the 500 rupee doll, there is a hole there, one side, and a hole on the other side. And the third 5,000 rupees, has holes, and it goes into the heart. Meaning the 5,000 rupee doll. Those who listen and remember and practice are of the higher value. The others, they just listen from one ear and gets out of the other. Gurudev, I'm giving you dakshina. What I heard, I am giving back to you. I don't want to take it home. I don't want to practice. And the third, there's not even heard. They do not listen. That I was explaining the other day. One is Shrota, and one is Shrota, and one is Sarota. One who sleeps, one who doesn't listen, and one who argues and causes a disturbance. One who sits at the back, he does not listen. They hold a mala in their hand They only speak about their own glories. Because there's nobody to listen to them at home. They come here to chit chat and disturb. One should listen to Harikatha, listen and practice. Yamaraj's 4 daughters come and sit. And they won't let you sit and listen. That's why we say in between. And these daughters Yamaraj will fly away. Jai. Ram Sundar ki Jai. Shri Radhe. Now, there will be some kirtan. After we will enter in Krishna Lila. We will celebrate Krishna's birthday. Well, it's a little kirtan. Okay.